Hi stamping friends, Melissa Kerman here with Melissa's Crafting Treehouse. Today I have a simple project for you made with the Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper. Now I love Designer Series paper, especially one as beautiful as this, because it makes it really easy to make a simple card that's really elegant and beautiful. Now this card is also a club project and a free card kit project that is available to anybody who purchases in my online store, and there are details about how to qualify for that in the description below this video. For the stamped images on this card, I'll be using the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set. Now that set also has a coordinating set of dies, which I'm showing you there. And I'm going to start with stamping my sentiment and the floral image around the edge. I've actually already done that. So I first stamped the thanks image in the early espresso, and then I took 3 of those beautiful little floral images and stamped them in the petal pink, and I tried to nest them very closely up to the image because I will be die cutting that piece out, and I wanted to make sure to show as much of the flowers as possible. So I did, of course, stamp 3 of those images sort of in a triangle sort of orientation relative to the thanks. Next, I'm going to be die cutting the sentiment using 2 different sets of framelits or dies. One is the stitched shaped framelits. So I've got my little oval on there now, and I'm positioning it so that the thanks, of course, is oriented how I want it to be. And then I'm going to also die cut a scalloped edge oval. Now these are from my layering ovals dies. And I love these sets of dies because they coordinate really well. And the stitched shapes framelits also has circles and squares that coordinate with the other dies that we sell at Stampin' Up, the layering circles framelits and the layering squares framelits. So they're super versatile. I use them all the time and love them. So one thing to be aware of with the stitched framelits in particular is that the paper is a little bit hard to get out of the die. It's almost like the paper is stitched into the stitched die. So you just kind of have to use your finger to push against the paper where it meets the die and push it out all around the edges. So now off camera, I've put adhesive on the back side of that thanks stitched shape so that I can place it right on top of my early espresso oval. And then I've also put dimensionals on the back side of my oval, so it's all ready to put together on the front of my card. So now I'm going to do some quick assembly of the card, and I've already put adhesive on the back sides of lots of these pieces just to make it really easy. So I've got my Designer Series paper, got adhesive on the back, and I'm just going to attach it to my early espresso layer. Next, I'm going to attach my organdy striped petal pink ribbon. So I've just got a single strip there. I'm going to put glue dots on the end, on each end, and then wrap it around the back side of the early espresso layer. So I've already put dimensionals on the back side of my early espresso piece, and I've removed the backings just to make it easy. But first I have to wrap that organdy ribbon around the back side with the glue dots. Glue dots will hold it down. And then I'm adding an extra dimensional at the end, just since I've covered up that one dimensional on the corner there. And now I'm just attaching that whole piece, assembled piece, to the card base. Now that's a Mossy Meadow card base, and I'm attaching my sentiment. And finally, I'm just going to tie a little tie right there in the front. I call this a faux tie. You could actually use a whole piece of ribbon, wrap it around and tie it, but it's a little bit hard to get it nice and taut. So that's one advantage, and it's also a little bit easier to get the look that you like. Plus it saves ribbon. And there's my finished card. If you're interested in learning more about my clubs or free card kit program, make sure to look at the video description below for links to resources on my website. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for spending some time with me today, and happy crafting!